Good morning. Today is Friday, July 16th, and I am at the Bowen Baker Gulch trailhead. I am in Rocky Mountain National Park, which is right over there in the road. But what's interesting is this particular route is actually outside of the park. No permit required. You do need an entrance pass to get in. Got one of those. I was not aware. I was at the visitor center for an hour waiting to get in, and I thought you needed an overnight parking pass, and they told me I didn't. So oh well. So again, I'm going to try something new today, and I'm going to try a new form of fishing called tenkara. So my objective is to fish. So 2 nights, relatively mild, not about high miles at all. It is elevation. The lakes are above 11,000 feet. Should be fun and exciting. You can tell by the parking lot. A lot of day hiking here as well. This is the area of the park where the fires hit. So I will see evidence of that as well, including possibly one of the lakes, and just even the streams right now, pretty low. So again, general direction that I'm going, you can see burn scars literally from the beginning of the trailhead, and I believe I will be doing this loop counterclockwise. So once I get away from the main starting area, I'll check in and give you a view. All right, so I'm at my first trail marking sign. So I'm going to do Baker Gulch day 1, and there's a lake up there. Have to get my map out. It may be Paprika blue. I'll have to check. But again, I'm going counterclockwise. So starting off at Baker Gulch. All right, so next major signage, probably only a mile into the park, and literally that sign over there is Rocky Mountain National Park. This sign over here is Never Summer Wilderness over here. So I guess registered over here. One last look at the map. So I am right here right now, parked here. So I believe my lake is going to be the Paprika that I'm going to. So there's a couple options here of what to do, but again, I'm here to try fishing. I did talk to a ranger. He mentioned fire may have impacted one of them. Haven't read a lot about that, heard about it, so I will find out. And the trail description said there's a lot of downed trees. Obviously very manageable and easy so far, but great weather so far, so hopefully it turns out to be a great day. So once I get some good shots, I'll let you take a look. Trail description, when I was reading about this, it mentioned there's a lot of blowdowns. I bet you this is it's more than a dozen. I bet you this is approaching 20th log, but look, I mean, there's only one that I would say is a major blowdown with branches, and it was like you had to go around as an obstacle. These, it's all right, step over, but no joke, you can't go more than 200 yards without something like that, and they're all kind of shaved down. Only one looked like it was real alive and had branches. The rest are all, you know, dead. So here I am around the next corner and more of them. So definitely a lot of deadfall out here on this trail, but very manageable, and so far an awesome peaceful hike. Another example of blowdown area. This one's got a little bit more to it over here, but tell by the bottom and the base here, this is just wind. These are not burned. They're dead, that's for sure. But that storm that came through here must have been pretty vicious, but easily at least 3 dozen. And then as you keep peeking down the trail, you step over them. I've had a couple where I had to get down on my hands and knees since I'm wearing the pack. It was just high enough to where I couldn't duck down, but this is definitely the theme so far of this trail. Again, very manageable. Here's an example of a big tree. I mean, that thing had to have been old, but manageable. So still working my way along, and I'm predicting it should open up in about a mile or so. All right, first break of the day. Nice rock to rest my stuff, get a drink. Trail is now starting to level out a little bit. Last half hour has been uphill. Wild edibles are definitely out. There's rhubarb, celery, and raspberries, although the berries are not out yet, whereas in my backyard, past 2 weeks, I can get 8 to 12 ounce cup every day. Maybe when it opens up at the top, might have a shot up there, but otherwise, again, Downfall's not as bad. It's definitely in the 70s. You can tell by my legs are getting dirty. Every time you're crossing over logs with your pack on and all that, you're getting a little dirty. But nice little breeze, very peaceful hike. Haven't seen anyone out here yet outside of the parking lot. So far, a pretty good day out in the woods. All right, it's finally starting to open up. So again, came from the forested area back there. Still going up the hill, but paintbrush is out. Ready. And the trail will be going along that way. And I believe I'm camping and fishing below that really tall peak there. Name's on my map, I don't know it right now, but it's finally starting to change a bit. Okay, as you can tell, the higher sun areas, guess what? Much better flower life. Might get some wild raspberries out here. What I call a trail food truck. So that is the lettuce, sorry. That is the celery, I believe. And I've also seen rhubarb growing, so. General area, you can tell I'm getting elevation now. Not too worried about those clouds, so keep on trucking. Trail is definitely a boulder field. Quarter mile maybe. You can see why, coming from behind me. So again, coming from there. Still got a ways to go, but somewhere over there. And again, here's what's in front of me. Not a place to be during a rainstorm or the rock slide. But nice to be out in the open. And the raspberries are out, but they are they're just starting to produce. So probably in a month they'll be great if you're up here. Otherwise, that's just weird. There's no one on this trail at all, and it's the peak of summer. The parking lot was full, so that means people are either doing it the other direction or they're already up here at the lakes. And as I was thinking about this, sorry, fly around me here, is I think you could backpack this in one day, one night, 2 days. But since I'm fishing, I'm planning on doing the 2. But very peaceful, nice breeze, nice open area right here. All right, time to get hiking. All right, now making my way between these areas of open and forest. So obviously now open. Beautiful. And then more forest, but I just noticed first berries. I don't know what kind they are, but I see there's black on them with red buds. So starting to see some, but I think also because this is altitude, is their true season is literally probably weeks, whereas the raspberries and others are out, but they're not blooming at all. So all right, easy to follow trail. You can hear the water. I think I'm getting close. Gotta be 45 minutes of hiking maybe, but real beautiful area. And on the other side of those trees, I could actually see, it looked like the parking lot. So you can kind of see a visual as you go up of where you're coming from, but heading in this direction. All right, so I am off course. Probably a good 3/4 mile, but wanted to see the waterfall. So I figured, what the heck, it's a nice day. So again, the trail actually is that way. The dead end's right here. So gonna head back. But again, pretty cool to see the waterfall. All right, great view from here, but I am off route. I think this is for avalanches, not a dealie. So the trail actually is down there, goes over there, comes up. So I've been on the road both directions now. So I don't know, this road goes on and on and on all the way to there. So this is not the trail though. So I'm gonna backtrack. Trail's over there, find out where I'm going, and make sure I head the right place. Well, all right, I missed this sign twice. Went all the way there, went way down there, went back down there. There it is. All right, so I actually have a water crossing here. I may take my shoes off. I can get maybe there, ooh, close. You know, I may try it. Probably won't film it because I'll use my poles, but all right, I think I'm finally back on track. So if you're doing the course, not at all far from there. I don't know how I missed it. I was literally staring at the water the whole time, looking for trout. So, all right, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna be kind of quiet now, but I've got 2 huge bull moose. One's got a tag. So there's the one behind him. I will admit they're just sitting there. I did not see them. And then all of a sudden, boom, I saw that big brown thing over there. Cool. So again, this area is known to have moose. That kind of encounter I like. And hopefully in July, they're a lot tamer. But their testosterone goes crazy in the mating season in September. So pretty cool. So he's growing into his rack right there. Give me a look over. I'll let him be. So I believe I am finally approaching the lake now that I'm on the right trail. Kind of funny, I can't believe I missed that. But when you're out here, sometimes you're just looking at other things and you're like, oh yeah, I missed that. But I missed it twice. So, all right, there you go. I'll give you a view once things open up. All right, so I'm now in a giant flower bed. Just coming from over here. Walking all these. And look at that great avalanche zone right there. And that is just a perfect setup right there to blow everything away, and nothing is there. And I can hear water. That water crossing, I did not need to take off my shoes. No problem. This one, excuse me. Oh, natural bridge. Meaning man-made, but no problem. Great water source. And I'm thinking about getting water here, just so I have it when I get to my site. Might take a mini break, because I'm thinking, well, I'm looking at a sign right now. Let me back. All right, I got my lake signs. So I still may drop off here and get water. So the idea was go to the lake and do the pass tomorrow. So, all right, I think I'm gonna get my water, head to the lake. All right, it's about 3:30 and camp is now set up. So I chose literally close one to the trail. The only thing I read about it is there are a lot of marmots over here, and I've seen them dancing all around here. That little cave may be a hole right there, but I had some right here staring at me. So I will definitely be listening tonight to make sure they don't get into my stuff. I definitely have neighbors. So I think the trail tomorrow, I'm actually as far away from it as you can be. And I've actually just came out here and looked at a couple tents. Blue's over there, goes up there, so that'll be cool. But definitely other tents here, people here. No one is fishing. So I'm gonna get my stuff set up in the inside, come out and get my water. If the weather's okay, I'll try some fishing for a while, but the wind is coming off there. Another reason why I got hidden in here, but cool area when you look at the big. So this is elevation here, surrounded by 12s right now. I believe this is 11 and change. I'll check on that in a bit. All right, good evening. It is about 5:30 right now. It was raining for about 45 minutes, so I got out of the tent. I just got up water, got all my chores done. Just kind of a look at the area of the lake. The wind is actually okay because it keeps the bugs away. They are really coming out now. You can see there's other people out doing the same thing, kind of doing their chores. Had a couple people hike right by here, but it looks like everyone is kind of going over there, I think, to get a better start tomorrow. Right there under that snow line to the far right, you can see the trail. Camera may not pick it up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fish today. We'll see. I'm going to get dinner going and cleaned up. Generally, if you get everything set up, I at least want to have an hour to it. If it's calm and nice, absolutely. So we'll kind of have to see how it goes. I figure light's about another 2 hours, but beautiful area. And I could be wrong, but I believe this is over 11,000 feet. It is actually pretty chilly right now. I got my leggings on, jacket on, so I'm ready for a hot meal. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going up, and I'll let you take a look and see what I make. All right, so dinner is still about 5 minutes away. So let me show you why I'm not enjoying my chair right now, sitting down. Look at the bugs here. They're in waves of clouds and they follow you. Here's another one. Sometimes they join, sometimes they separate. They are everywhere. There is no safe zone from these bugs. Right there, there's more. I was just standing here before I got the camera, and these guys literally just all came out to me right there. So absolutely a gorgeous alpine lake. You can tell my allergies got hit pretty hard. Just took some meds for that. All the flowers back there. So again, came from this direction, and I could be wrong, but I think this is 11,300. So this is what I call real alpine altitude. And I bet in the winter this place is pretty fierce. There are fish jumping out here, to my surprise. You might see a couple right there. It looks pretty shallow to me. And at high elevation, sometimes these lakes, they don't do great with fish, but there must be a spot where it gets deeper. But I have seen jumpers on this side, and obviously they're probably eating these damn, I don't know if they're chiggers, little mosquitoes, or what they are. But I'm about 5 minutes away from eating, so just walking around, enjoying it. It is actually pleasant right now, and boy, I really want to try fishing. I just want it to be worth my time. So after I'm done eating and cleaned up, I'm going to keep looking at this lake. But yeah, they are jumping all around here. You might get a better view now of the trail. So you can see it zigzags there, it goes up, but then it goes way up over there. There maybe, it looks like there's a snow line to me as well. So that may be fun, but that'll be for tomorrow. All right, I'll show you dinner really quick, and then I'm going to eat it because the bugs are everywhere. So deconstructed burrito right there with some Fritos on top. Backcountry bar, so I have a nice blue moon right there. So I'm going to go ahead and chow that down. Probably walk around as I do it, get down by the water so I can clean it, be done with it. But the bugs are pretty bad, so a little bit of a breeze is actually kind of helpful, and they kind of go and come. And I bet you tonight it is going to get below freezing. I can just tell at this elevation so be ready for it. All right, time to chow down and have dinner. All right, good evening. It is almost 7 p.m. I'm in my tent just because the bugs are relentless, but it is dead quiet now, so it might be a pretty good night. So I have my map, and if you have the Rocky Mountain National Park map, you do get a few squares, but again, it cuts off, again, because it's not really part of it. So today, on my journey, I started out at the Bowen Baker Trailhead, and I'm doing mine counterclockwise, so I did the whole route here. The trail I was on earlier is the Grand Ditch. So I went all the way to the end where the waterfall was, and about here is where I saw, I believe that's for avalanche control. So then I came back, got back on the trail, and then I completed, and right now I am at Parika Lake, which is right here. And you look around, Parika Peak, which is right in front of me, is 12,394 feet. So definitely an elevation. So tomorrow, a little bit, couple of the passes right here actually shares it with the Continental Divide Trail for just a little bit right here, but those are at 11.5, and it looks like we have a couple passes. So tomorrow I have to make a decision if I want to go to Bowen Lake down here or Blue Lake, and I believe I'm going to go to Blue Lake. I just think that is hopefully going to be better and fishable, because Blue Lake, when I come back down the next day, again, just taking my trail out of here. So yeah, I didn't get to fish today. I really kind of wanted to, but I want to make sure when I'm doing it that it's going to be worth my time and good. So I hope that the lake I go to tomorrow, Blue Lake, will be better. All right, so I brought my Kindle. I'm probably going to read for an hour, and I bet you by 8 o'clock I'm going to go to bed. Hopefully get a bright and early and good start tomorrow. These areas are at elevation, so I don't want to be up there at 1 p.m. So I'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning. Today is Saturday, day 2, and you can see beautiful bluebird day, at least to start the day. The fish are popping. They're just out there pretty far. So sun just popped over here about 10 minutes ago, and it's been over there for about a half hour. So you can actually see I've got other campers just across, haven't got out yet. So I've got stuff drying off. Didn't get too wet. It's just kind of stuff in the air, but it's, you look at my ground or my tent sheet, look at all the bugs. Thousands of them. So staying away from that. So I'm gonna let the sun kind of penetrate here while I'm having breakfast. Just made my coffee, ready to go right there, and biscuits and gravy. So today, eat up, get packed up, and you get a better view. So I think if I'm looking at the trail right, you can see just a little bit of the brown, and it goes right through that saddle where it looks brown right there. So literally getting up to it will be the challenge, and then it's just kind of a walk up there. So today should be a fun day. So time for breakfast, get packed up and get ready to go. All right, good morning. So it is Saturday, July 17th, packed up and ready to head out. Gonna miss the bugs. I've identified these as hatchling mosquitoes. So the weird thing is they come right around you, follow you, don't really bite you though. I do have permethrin on, I do have bug spray, but they're not even really like biting you. So maybe I'm thinking they're so young they don't have that yet. All right, and the marmots were nice to me overnight. So it was nice sharing their backyard, but time to go. So again, today it is all uphill from the go. So trail will go through some sites over there. And it looks like the brown goes right through that saddle there. So once I maybe get about a third of the way there, I'll start shooting some video. All right, so I'm making my way up. Give you a 360. And I always like the Alpine climbs when you get a visual of where you're going. Part of it is like, wow, I gotta do all that. But also you get an idea of what you're doing. So cool spot. Some alluvial areas where there's water flow. So you get a better idea of the trail. Looks like there's a switchback up there. So definitely cool. Normally probably wouldn't want to be doing this between noon and 2 when there could be thunderstorms. But awesome morning for it. And literally as I was packing up and going by the other sites just under that hill, everyone else is leaving in the other direction. So I doubt I'm going to run into anyone on my ascent, but you never know. So, all right, maybe once I'm halfway between all that, I'll give you another view of the top of the mountain. All right, so I'm going to call it 2/3 of the way up. So here's the trail. It is actually not a bad trail at all. So the pitches aren't bad. So for me, I have no problem going up a trail like this. It's when you get the pitches that are 10-15% to get me that was worse actually on the trail. But it's a cool view of, again, where I've come from. So I was by that patch of trees there on the far side of Perico Lake, and the trail is way down there, goes all the way through there. So cool view. Definitely alpine and got some hard packed snow in some spots. So I bet a month ago, once you got to here, yeah, it was probably pretty yucky, but not bad now. The other interesting thing is as you're going up this trail, okay, I'm having some camera problems. Noticing grasshoppers, spiders, and ants. So even at this elevation, you do have insect life up here. So, all right, maybe once I get to, looks like I see one switchback in the top, I'll give you a view which should be spectacular. All right, now I made it to the switchback. So almost to the saddle, coming from here, general view. Sorry, I need to sneeze. There's pollen up here. And it looks like the people at the lake are just starting to leave now. I see group one, about 4 of them. Beautiful view. Couldn't ask for better days so far at Alpine Environments, and even over there. That's gorgeous. I think that's Rocky Mountain National Park on that side. Looks like you can see that service road far away. GoPro won't pick it up, so I got a general idea of where I'm at. So, all right, almost to the top. All right, I'm at the top. Snow line right here. It's all gone, no problem. So where I came from and where I'm going, as you can see, I still have climbing to do. But look at this. This is definitely a saddle. All to myself though. Not a bad area to go hiking in. All right, next destination will be the view at the top of that rise over there. And I'm hoping that's the top. Okay, starting around the corner, if you look behind me, that's where I just came from. So there's a dip and then definitely more elevation. Cool look. Awesome valley below me. Trail right here. At some point there was a marker right here, sign. So as a loop, I'm curious as to when this will start turning. So it is the only trail I see. So that is where I'll be going. And I'll probably pull out my map here in about 15 minutes once I get a little further off this main ridge, but pretty sweet and all to myself so far today. All right, so I am on switchbacks on the way down, starting the horseshoe, so coming from up there. So you can see it's going to zigzag. Great view. And right down there below the snow line, low on the ground, you can see the brown trail. Following it, and it goes through that saddle straight over there. So one of the nice things when you are doing the Alpine backpacking trips is you can get good visuals for quite a distance of your trail when you are going. So I don't know what that is out there, but it looks like there's roads out there. Not a peep in the forest right now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get on down. All right, so I just reached the low point, which is right here. So there's a trail there, no sign, and another one here. So I am going to the next pass. So it looks like back uphill for a while, and then definitely once you get to over there. So feeling really good. The conditions are great. Some clouds over there, not worried about those at all. So I think if you were caught in weather, you could of course camp down here, but you could probably do this circuit in 2 hours if you weren't filming video and stopping and had a little adrenaline. So, and I'm on pace to do that as well. So, all right, back at it. But again, definitely in the bowl area now, approaching the true tree line. And ugh, only I don't like is look at all that beetle kill in there. That is just waiting to go up someday. All right, flowers are out, back on the trail. All right, so I am on the approach now to the final pass. See the trail zigs back and forth, quite a few switchbacks. Yeah, toward the top there. Those are pretty steep, and it looks like I see 2 people up there right now. So that should be the final pass of the day. And I guess if you were coming the other way and had weather, you could probably duck into the woods right on over here. And again, that's where I'm coming from, way around over there. So it's definitely a loop, but not in straight lines, if you know what I mean, or straight perfect curves. It's back and forth all over. In fact, I can see a fire pit right down there right now. So all right, I'm gonna get a swig of water and start this climb. So there's not a lot of signs out here, but this is a pretty nifty one right here. You can see right here, that is the CDT symbol marker. So this area does share that with the Continental Divide Trail going from New Mexico to Canada through Montana, I believe. So I am doing the Bowen Pass, so I will be going left. But the Ruby Mountain CDT is this way. So literally as soon as I cross this mini stream, which is the 3rd water source between the saddles, it is all uphill. So, all right, time to get ready. All right, so I am now on top of Bowen Pass. So you get an idea of the trail. The switchbacks here are definitely steeper than my climb earlier today. CDT marker right here. So literally from this sign to the one I just showed in my last video is the area it shares, and then it goes that way. My trail way over there and just at the saddle over there, and again, that was not the top of a true peak. That's just the rise right there. So got a good view here of the trail. So now descending over here, and then I have to choose my lakes. There's 2 selections. They're both off the trail and not by each other. So I'm still kind of thinking about it as I do it, but one thing that definitely sticks out here, it's very, very green. So you can tell they've got some decent precip here. We'll see what happens in the latter part of July and August. But you can also see good running water down there. So I would expect to definitely see moose on this side as well. So I'm going to take a break for a couple more minutes. And you can kind of see this trail. It's going to be some switchbacks back and forth. And then once I kind of get over there, it looks like it levels out for a while. So I would predict to my next lake there's going to be more climbing. But I think as far as the hard stuff for the day, I think I'm done. Clouds are coming in a little bit, but nothing that I'm worried about. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting up here right now. So All right, a little more of a break and back to the trail. All right, so I'm down off that other ridge and starting to get some really pretty flower and plant life down here. Probably because that is all marshy and running water. This trail, if you look down at my feet area, it is all scree. So the entire trail, this actually has been the most sketch there is. Not hard, but I had a couple skid outs. That's why I like my trekking poles. So the scree talus will roll with you and you're on a high pitch. It will take you a good 9 to 12 inches sometimes. So again, general area that I'm heading into in the trail, natural springs are also starting to come up. Got one here. So yeah, your feet are going to get a little marshy, wet, dirty. Sometimes you try to step around it. Other times you just got to go through it. It's hard pack for the most part. Love the, I don't know, those are columbines or what? Those are nice. All right, so I'll be making a decision pretty soon as to the lake that I want to go to. I honestly don't know. Haven't heard a lot about one being better over the other. But once I get to a sign, I'll kind of look in the area and make up my mind that smooth sailing down here. Flowers are out and blooming. Very pretty, and I just saw a first couple behind me. Just on the rise, so I may have company in a bit. All right, a peaceful forest hike. Bet the blowdown is back. So I was thinking to myself, yeah, I wonder what's gonna be as bad. It is not as bad, and it almost looks like it's a little more aged, but definitely back. You can see the trail is covered with it. So sometimes you can do this. Oh, cactus your pack. So you can tell this blowdown has been here for a while. So you could step over there, or you could just go over this. But this is how the hike is. It's definitely not a speed rush on the way back down there. All right, well, I'm gonna work my way through this minefield. So far my legs are clean. Yesterday they were not, but you can do little step overs. And you can tell this is so aged that there's even new trails now that are made to go around it or around it more easily. Definitely a dense forest with a ton of blowdown. So whatever happened in here was fierce. All right, I'm gonna work my way on out of here. All right, next trail junction. And my poles are right now over the CDT logo. So it looks like the Bowen Lake Trail goes that way. I think I'm gonna stay on this trail and go to Blue. Don't know why, just feels right. So I'm gonna keep on going that way. Probably in a half hour, so take a lunch break. So right now, 11:45. So, and the cloud cover actually feels pretty good. I can tell right now the mosquitoes that are adults are coming out here. So time to get moving again, but I think I've made my choice. So I'm gonna keep going that way and go to Blue Lake. All right, hard to see, but I got my third moose of the trip. 75 yards away, staring at me right now. Not a full rack yet, mainly black. I don't even know how I saw him. There's a water crossing right here. I came up and yeah, it's a moose. So pretty cool. All right, a little marshy, so I know why he's here, but back on the trail. All right, shocker, it's afternoon and it's starting to rain. So I'm all geared up and I just came to the sign, hard to read, Blue Lake Trail. So I am gonna head in this direction and hopefully set up my camp before there's a massive downpour. But what do you know, at least there's some blue sky there. But I would like to try fishing today. I just don't want to do it if it's dangerous with lightning and all that, holding onto a carbon fiber rod. So I'm gonna head to that lake. Don't exactly know how far of a hike it is. I'm thinking a mile at tops. Could be uphill, but I'll check in once I get there. And hopefully it's not in a massive downpour. And the flowers at least are gorgeous. They're getting their water, so it's good for them. So as usual, the lake hikes are usually uphill from your trail. So I'm assuming I'm, I don't know, quarter of the way there. But gotta look carefully. I have wild mountain strawberries. Definitely don't get very big, right? That's the real deal right there. So I can see more in here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of grazing and keep on heading up. All right, I made it. That was a tough climb, all uphill. And I'll admit, halfway here, I was like, boy, I hope this is worth it. So here's a look at the lake. So I've seen videos of the other one. Definitely a lot more camping spots. I mean, I'll be honest, look around. This is all tight forest with a little pond. So in here, so I think I'm gonna go right in this area here. Not gonna dance around, the clouds are purple, so time to get set up. All right, so I moved my tent a little bit away from the water. And this guy, right there, is all over everything. Not shy at all. I'm definitely gonna move my stuff, try to keep it in one spot, keep an eye on it as best I can. But this guy is not shy. He has no fear of me. I'm not gonna do anything mean to him, but I just don't think this lake gets a lot of people. You can tell there's just no established areas for people to really camp here, unless there's trails I'm just not seeing. So again, it looks like the other lake. The videos I saw, there are huge areas like this that were established, whereas this one's not. So I think I got myself private accommodation. So weather's breaking a little bit, you never know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up, get it ready to go, and then get my water, and then maybe a baby nap and see if I can get an hour fishing in. All right, so it's just before 3 p.m. Marmots are definitely around everywhere. They've been behaving so far, and I haven't seen anyone, and I don't think I'm going to today. So interesting getting my water today. I use the SteriPen, so it has the UV light, 90 seconds, it's done. That is why I use this style of bottle, because it works. You have room to do it. And it did not work, and I was thinking because it was too cold. So I just tried it again, getting water, and it worked on the blue bottle, but it did not work on my green bottle. So you always bring backup. I have iodine. That's what I use today. I have it in everything, including that just to be safe. And then that water right there, I will boil for dinner tonight and breakfast. That'll be drinking. So you can see here I have a 10 Cara rod. So this is brand new for me. It uses elements of fly fishing without the backing and the reel. So that whole outfit right there is less than 6 ounces. So again, it will be new to me, but it's the same elements of fly fishing with the exception everything has to be within 35 feet of me to make it work. So today will be my first time trying it. That was one of the objectives of coming to a lake, was I wanted to do that. So I'm gonna head out, give it a shot. Got snacks, got water. You know, I'm hearing stuff, but either way, I'm gonna at least try it and do it. So see how I like it. And the whole concept of getting it is that, again, it's so lightweight, easy to pack. I have a 5 weight, and that's great on streams. When you backpack, a lot of times you go to these very narrow, you know, little streams. This would be bigger. A 5 weight would be fine here. Hard to do a back cast in some areas. But rather than getting a 1 weight or a 2 weight, it was like, let's try 10 Cara. So if I get anything, I will film it and let you see. And I'm really curious on my results. I'm not expecting a lot, but sometimes just part of the fun is being out here. So I'm literally on a private lake by myself, so it's time to go give it a shot. It's pretty bad right now, and this is literally this whole entire area. I came out, I'm on a rock right here, so I can at least hit within this area, and I've seen a couple fish. So the style I have down, I know how to do it. It took about 3 casts, and I have it. It is a little weird not having your left hand stripping and bringing your line in, but I could definitely see how it works. I may put the rod down, and if the wind is okay, do a little scouting, but I have to have an area where I can get out. Looks a little calmer over there. So I may do that if the wind cuts down, and I'm also gonna change my fly. I had a sinking fly. I think I'd rather have a floater, but if it's this windy, probably not for a while. So, oh well, I'm gonna have to kind of walk around and kind of see what happens here for a while. All right, so I walked the lake earlier. I made it over to about there, came back, and I didn't realize there was an inlet right there. Could have got my water from there. Not really fishable. And then kind of coming along here, that would be the only area. But the problem is, you can see the winds are from there. That's where all the logs are over there. So this is a windy lake. It's now beautiful out, nice out. It's just a little windy, and you can tell there is running water coming in from over there as well. That would be my other preferred option, but I don't see a way to get there reasonably. So I don't know about the fishing today. I can say I tried, and I did see a couple, so there are fish in here. It does not look that deep, so even from here. But obviously for fish to sustain up here, this is probably frozen 8 months a year. It has to be. So it's definitely a pretty lake, but probably not the best for fishing. But when you come here, it is all yours. All right, back to camp. All right, so 5 o'clock, I am cooking dinner, and I have pasta rehydrating in there. At this altitude, close to 20 minutes. And look at this. This is a different one. But this guy in the log, I literally got my camera. He was going back and forth, almost like he was showboating for me. And he's just been going around everything. So again, cute, but they can actually cause damage to your stuff at night. So I don't want to do anything to really scare him or, of course, hurt him. But later, before I go to bed, I guess may give him some claps. But he's not the same one I saw earlier. He's actually bigger. So I'm assuming he's probably one of the parents of the group. But I had one of the youngsters showboating earlier. But he has no fear, or he hasn't seen anyone for quite a long time. I just don't get the feeling as I've walked around that there's a lot of people presence here. I think this is more of a day trip. Again, as I said earlier, I'm kind of ruling this one out for good fishing. But this guy literally would get within 5 feet of me, as long as I don't make big stops. And no fear at all. So, all right, I will probably eat. I'm going to give that another 10 minutes or so. I'll probably be entertained by him. And then get cleaned up, definitely put my stuff away. Probably keep it very close to this rock area by my tent, so I will know if he is going after it. Don't really have a way to hang it, but I will definitely be keeping an eye on my stuff tonight. Not worried about bears up here. No food, too high elevation. Still have my bear vault right there. So, all right, time for dinner, and I'm gonna see what else this guy does for a while. All right, good evening. It's about 6:30 right now, and I've put everything away. And I literally, I don't be able to see it, I have a pack right next to me. And unless there's weather, I'm actually gonna sleep with this open. That marmot will not go away, and I even intentionally, quarter-mile away, peed right on top of a rock, hoping he could hang out there and kind of get that scent and maybe even have a drink. They actually like that for salt. Look at the map today. So I was at Perico Lake. That's when I started my climbing today, going around to Fairview. That's over 12. Got onto the CDT for a while, back on Bowen Pass, back to Bowen Gulch. I had two choices. I could have gone down to Bowen Lake. I think that would probably be better fishing. So in a future trip, I may do that or make that a one-nighter. I instead did the come around here and then all these switchbacks, a lot of elevation gain. Look at the map here, a lot more pink. I am at Blue Lake. That is at 10,880 and very peaceful lake. I'm the only person here, and I really get a strong feeling that a lot of people just don't come here. There's no sign of anyone outside of that fire pit down there. So tomorrow, backtrack down that trail. I will then tomorrow, I will make a left turn and get back on the Bowen Gulch. Make sure I don't take the wrong turn here. Go back up and then to the parking area. Tomorrow being a Sunday, obviously 70 will be busy, so I'm hoping to get a pretty early start. I don't have to, but I hope to. So sometimes when I get up on my final day, I'll kind of make a decision if I'm going to have hot coffee and a hot meal or just grab a pro bar and get on the trail and go. So I'll make that decision tomorrow. It's always nice to warm up that way, but weather dictates it as well. So hopefully I will get a decent start out of here to get on the road, but overall a really nice area to go to. And again, it is like sharing all this territory with Rocky Mountain National Park. On the actual map, it's only 2 squares to the side, but it worked for me. So there are other areas to check out within here, so I definitely will be taking future trips out here. It is a wonderful area, although it does look like it could burn at any time. All right, I will see you in the morning. All right, so it's Sunday, July 18th. This is my final day. Figure I get one more last look at the pretty lake. Absolutely dead silent here. So the sun hasn't quite hit within the areas of here, but obviously it's light. It is, I don't know, 7:15 in the morning, I want to say. So quick start for me. No breakfast, no coffee. Got an energy bar. I think I'll eat kind of on the way back. Once I get to my trail marker, probably do it then. But at least a great bluebird start to the day. And there was not a sound in the forest last night. I did have a couple marmot visitors, so I literally had my stuff. And I had my tent flap open. So I actually slept last night with obviously the mosquito screen on, but the flap open. I got up a couple times and looked outside. No big issues. So thank you, marmots, for letting me share your backyard. Time to get out of here. All right, thought I'd give you a shot of actually where I'm going today. So the Green Meadow, and again, it's a GoPro. So at the base of the far mountains, you can see that Green Meadow. That is my destination. So when I was here yesterday at this time, not at this time, but I should say at the spot, it was actually raining on me pretty hard. So I was kind of trying to get along, and again, I didn't know how much further the lake was. It definitely is a lot steeper once you get to that top area over there. But again, very pretty meadow. Raspberries everywhere. They're not blooming yet, so they got to be pretty hardy to live at this elevation, probably around 10.5. If they do bloom and actually produce, probably about 3-4 weeks away. Curious if there'll be a frost before then. But open trail, animals are out chirping. Great start to the day. Rocky trail too. So I should be entering the forest in about 15 minutes. I've literally been in the forest for 2 minutes. Wild turkey. You can barely see the tail of him right now. He's moving, and it took me a while to get my camera out. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to see him. Nope. Oh well, he was literally right here in the sun. Had his feathers all out, kind of cool. It just took me a while to grab my camera, so you never know what you're gonna see when you're out in the trail. All right, so still making my way back, and what's interesting is I'm using the All Trails app. Here's a shot of it here. You can see the lake that I was at last night coming down, and you see I have multiple red lines just before the blue dot, which is me now. I was actually off trail there for a while, and it looked to me, the thought was like, boy, this feels like I'm in a riverbed with all the rocks, but no big deal. Looked at it, decided to stick it out because it looked like it connected to the trail, and it did. So I am now back on trail, easy to follow. So hey, the app worked. So I'm having breakfast. Thought this would be a good spot. Nice sun. It's actually kind of warm. Don't really need my leggings. So borrowing that log right there, and it looks like that is part of the old bridge right there. So definitely this part of the hike, a lot more water, but also springs just coming up on the actual path itself, and a lot of animal tracks. But beautiful area, peaceful, good area for a water break. So I think I'm getting close, probably within an hour of the parking lot. All right, I'm at my intersection signposts. So again, Bowen Gulch Trail, Highway 34, Bowen Baker Trailheads. I will be going that way. But again, nice signage here, so I can tell I'm nearing the end of the trip. Awesome trip. Today has been a great day. I'm starting to get a little hot now, but I'll make it there in time. But very peaceful hike, and I've only seen one person so far today. All right, good morning. It's about 3 hours, 15 minutes into my hike, and the parking lot is less than a half mile away. So I thought I'd shoot my finale video right here, because I can see there's people walking around, and it's probably going to be a zoo there today. But once you get down here, it's definitely hotter. So if I had another hour to go, I'd probably change right now, but no big deal, I'll make it there. So Bowen Baker Gulch is a fantastic trip. It is literally borderline Never Summer Wilderness and Rocky Mountain National Park. And I would say it has a wilder feeling to me. So the site that I was at last night, Blue Lake, if it was in Rocky Mountain, you'd probably need a permit there, and they'd probably have maybe one at the most. So great loop trip. I would say definitely today was the easier out, much less downfall, but fantastic place. I may even kick around the park for another hour or so, but thanks much for watching. You can tell I'm a little tired. Thank you for watching my video, and have a good day.